Hey, Betty, and anyone else who might be watching. It's been about 72 hours since you popped up all ex roommate ex machina, which, for those of you who missed it, went pretty much like this. What?
The sword.
What?
The second talisman is the blade of Hastur.
I'm sorry, I seem to think you keep saying that the soul-sucking sword that probably only left Carmilla alive because she didn't manage to, kill anything with it is the second talisman.
Sharp as ever, Hollis. No wonder your first choice college was an evil death trap with a second-rate journalism program.
Since when is she an expert in ancient Mesopotamian languages?
My high school GPA was a 6.7 Morticia. When it turned out an evil fish god had decided to hijack my brain, I did some research. Was becoming an expert in extinct languages supposed to be hard?
Which just left us with the issue of getting our hands on the sword. Last we knew it was where Carmilla had dropped it, in the anglerfish pit. You know, the dean and her minions from Corvée are currently engaged in the archaeological excavation of hell. Like, literal, actual hell.
Okay, so we rappel down.
Rappel. We have no idea how many minions the dean has down there, or how deep the excavation goes.
Okay, so I build us ninja suits and we hang glide into...
Ugh, you numbskulls always make everything way too complicated. I go in, I get the sword done.
And the possible army waiting for you?
Well, it's simple. I carefully, stealthily eviscerate anyone stupid enough to get in my way.
Like the dean.
Well, in the event we encounter her, I've narrowed down the demon list to about 5 kinds of awful she could be. There are the Sumerian ones called Lilitu. You can use an amulet to cast them out.
So a 1 in 5 chance. We play exorcism roulette with the dean?
You know, I bet nobody ever accused Tesla of playing exorcism roulette. Sounds like your dad's plans are ready for some applied genius. Let me know when yours are.
And Dad's got a new project. Of course he does. With my luck, it's probably one of those tracking chips they put in pets. Look, I know you'd much rather just lone wolf it into the pit and grab the sword.
Really? What gave you that idea?
Because it's what you always do. And I get it. No fun discussing strategy with the preschoolers when you're so much smarter than us. And it only gets worse when it's about your mother and your revenge, because then you might have to admit that your feelings are getting in the way. Then you might have to admit that you have feelings.
I think you better leave the insights to those who attended freshman psychology cupcake.
Like it's some profound revelation. You never want to admit how you feel. Not how angry you are. Not how scared you are that you'll never escape your mother. Not that you don't know if you can ever forgive me. Not that you aren't as confused as I am about what that kiss meant.
Please. You think nobody's ever kissed me to make themselves feel better?
That's not what I was...
Of course it was. Okay, you want to talk about feelings? You're scared, and you're lonely. And you're not sure you're up to saving the world because you couldn't even save this place. And you wanted to forget that, so you let go of your little friends act and you kiss me, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna blindly go back to following your lead. I need that sword. And if you don't have a plan by sundown, I'm getting it myself.
So yes, if you were wondering, it was possible to make the Carm situation worse. For lo, I am Laura Hollis, romantic kryptonite. What would Hermione do? You're right. I should definitely worry about averting the apocalypse and not about the feelings. Or the kissing. So, instead of obsessing, I have found us a primo source of intel. You may remember these weird bursts of static we were getting a while back. Turns out it's Mel, who's been podcasting the lowdown from the pit on the Silas Ethernet.
Hi. So glad you found time to care. It's not like we've been down here for, 2.5 months. I can't believe I thought this was going to be an actual rescue.
Hey, this is totally an actual rescue.
The same way your glorious plan to reclaim the school ended with Lawrence, all evil dead, and the rest of us in a literal hellhole reenacting the 10 Commandments.
Okay, yes, that plan had a few snags, but we have a new, much better plan of which you are an essential part as our pit person. Pit insider? Ooh, embedded pit correspondent.
This is the worst.
We just need to figure out what's going on down there so we can nab the sword, collect the other talismans, defeat the Dean, and let everyone go. Wham, bam, totally a plan. Laugh, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah, no, not to throw a monkey wrench in all the planning, but I think I figured out what kind of demon the Dean is.
Laugh, that's amazing. What are we looking at? Sumerian wind demon, creepy super succubus, ooh, terrifying gorgon. Can we exorcise her?
Yeah, turns out that's not so much a problem, because the Dean is a god.
Like a god?
Did you just...
Like a god. Like a full-on as flies to wanton boys, destroyer of worlds, I'm the alpha and the omega god? That doesn't seem...
Okay, yes, Mother is controlling and immortal and narcissistic, but
Good
there's
glorificus.
no way that she's a...
She's a god. Do we have a plan for a god?
Not really, I'm an atheist.
Okay, hold up. Before we deify anyone, you stop mentally Googling your favorite mythological quotes, and you explain to me how you came about this little revelation.
Okay, so I've been making a concordance of the Book of Lives, looking for clues about the other talismans and why they might affect the Dean. And I kept coming across all these references to Inanna and Ishtar and Astarte and the Descent.
That's just a Sumerian poem.
Yeah, but the book keeps talking about it like it never happened. Like, for some reason, this Inanna chick was psyched about descending into hell, so the other gods were like, or no, and they used blood magic to bind her into human form using 4 talismans. Which, given that the Dean's looking to open the gates of hell and we're looking for 4 talismans to control her...
Inanna. She's a pretty big god. Like, we aren't talking about some third-rate footnote in charge of sheep bedazzling. That's like your nemesis is Zeus or Odin. And Zeus and Odin aren't real. Wait, are Zeus and Odin real? Shouldn't we have known if gods were real?
Of course they aren't real. And even if they were, there's no way that Mother's Inanna, because Inanna's a capricious god of love and warfare. All right, but she loves unquestioning worship and tricks people and threatens to summon the dead.
We're up against a god. Does anyone else miss the days when all we had to deal with were vanishing girls in university? It was probably only run by vampires.
Oh, hi. Hi, remember me hanging out in a pit full of Zetas and vampire?
Oi, summer sucker, what are you doing over there?
Look, if you 3 are done having your religious crisis, then maybe you want to, I don't know, listen to my freaking podcast and then make a plan to get the sword. Let the wolves devour you and all your cookies. God, crap.
Wow. So I guess that's been happening.
It was nice to see Elsie again, though, huh?
Okay, so here's the lowdown. They have us working in 16-hour shifts. And near the end of the day, they ring this big bell, and then we all trudge back up to the barracks to sleep. Usually either Lawrence or human tapeworm Theo are supervising with a few of the Corvée goons, but near the end of the day, he gets bored, so he turns out to kick off a little early, for beer and a hearty round of harassing the female prisoners. That confusion's probably your best chance to slip in.
And the sword. Do you even know where it is down there?
Well, that's the good news. I mean, if any of this can be remotely considered to be good, nobody wants to touch that thing. I mean, her supreme prissiness won't even go near it. They had us wall it off behind a cairn of stones while we were digging down to the first gate.
All right. So we wait for the shift to change, sneak in, and dig out the sword, yeah?
I still think if we had ninja suits and hang gliders...
We'd be the henchmen from a Bond film. Simpler and less prone to mid-air collision is definitely more our speed, and I'm sure Carm will even back me up on that. Wait, where's Carm? Did she leave?
Vampirella? She just grabbed a spear and left. But how did you guys miss that?
Okay, here we go. Almost there. And there we go.
Okay, I'm fine. Stop fussing.
Oh, I see. So fine is our new code word for mysteriously lost consciousness at the pit and had to be rescued by the frail little humans, huh?
Yeah, I must have just hit my head on a rock while I was digging out the sword.
Oh, well, guess it's a good thing then that you didn't go down there all alone without any backup to carry you and the talisman safely out of the giant evil hell pit.
Is there gonna be a lot more of this gloating? Because I'm starting to miss unconsciousness.
Ooh. I guess the library's pleased. So, victory. Well, mostly, despite Carm's little case of the vapors. We managed to steal the sword, sneak back to safety before the dean even noticed we were gone. Score one for the team.
Laura Eileen Hollis! Did you pick a fight with a god?
Dad, no picking fights. We just had a small errand to run and...
Into a giant hell pit that you snuck into without telling me.
Hell pit has such pejorative connotations. I'm sure its denizens prefer netherworld excavation.
No, you are not wheedling out of this one. We agreed.
No, Dad, you agreed. And what do you expect me to do? In the course of my lifetime, you have protected me from polyester,
Well, they have those carcinogens that leach into your skin.
swimming holes,
The amoeba that eat your brains.
and my class trip to Clownville.
That place is a cultural Chernobyl. We're not talking about you eating candy corn for dinner, which you definitely also should never do. But we're talking about you crawling into a pit where an evil god who has tried to kill you twice has been camped out with her vampire army.
Okay, yeah, when you put it that way, it sounds kind of bad. But I wasn't alone. Laugh and Carm were with me.
Oh, great. The revenge-obsessed vampire and the lab junkie with the self-preservation instincts of a lemming. I feel much better. I don't mean that personally, obviously, right?
No, it's
Hey, you're
totally
not wrong.
accurate.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support, guys.
I mean, what do you think this evil god is going to do when she finds out you stole her sword? This is exactly why they kill the parents off in those stories, I swear. Because if those poor slobs had to watch what their children actually do, they'd go mad, all right?
Dad,
Do you think about what you did? How close you came to hurting yourself?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you worry. I don't want you to be so scared for me all the time.
It's too late. When I think about what could have happened to you.
Dad, you can't stop things from happening to me. Life happens. And if the Dean ends the world, it doesn't matter if you lock me in the tallest tower or the deepest nuclear bunker. Sometimes there is no safe unless you fight back.
I wish you hadn't gotten so smart to figure that one out. Okay. But you need to tell me, all right? And you need to let me help. I called Dad on that one.
Okay. We'll find you some dad-sized adventures. Okay, so less adventure, more Rubik's Cube. We need to figure out what the third talisman is.
We've got 2 out of 4. The book calls the third talisman the chalice, but it also called the book the word and the sword the blood.
So it might not be literal. It could be sacred wine or a favorite mug or a bong, like one of the board members had a secret mystical hookah. Not that I would know what a hookah is. It's like some kind of gourd, right?
So the book led us to the sword, so maybe there's some sort of clue on it? Like if we spill blood on it or put it in the fire, like...
The One Ring of Sauron? Are we seriously pulling our experimental procedures from Middle-earth?
Put these.
Anything now?
Stop! Your parents. Helmet.
Ugh, nothing. We spent the last 3 days burning, freezing, and psychoanalyzing that hunk of evil, and all we've got to show for it are burnt fingers. Seriously, Betty, if you have any idea about how to get this thing to spill its talisman beans?
You really want to feed that ego any more than you already have?
Too much help us, Betty Wan Kenobi? It's hard not to be impressed. When I knew Betty, she was a hot mess, barely passing poli-sci. Now she's gearing up for her second year at Princeton, summa cum laude, VP of the debate team, and nationally ranked as a fencer. Oh yeah, and she's learning dead languages in her spare time. I mean, I barely made it through second term.
Because you survived second term. And hey, if you're being graded on a Silas curve, then
It's still nice to have someone to talk to, you know?
why, you can't talk to young Holtzman? Or your dad? Or me?
Of course I can talk to you. It's just. With Betty, I don't have to worry about stepping in 5 different types of history before I finish my sentence. Or that I'll be selfish and kiss her and clear violations of the Friends guidelines.
Oh, I didn't mind, really.
You deserve better. And you were right. I can talk about being a realist all I want, but I have no idea how I'm to do this.
You're not doing so bad. I mean, last I checked, we've got 2 talismans already.
Yeah, I guess we do. Now, if we only had any idea about where to start looking for the 3rd.
Sweetie, I noticed that your evil sword had some dirt on it.
That would probably be giant anglerfish goo.
Of course it would. So I polished it up, and it turns out there's something written on it.
Oh my god, that's more Sumerian. Carm, can you translate?
Yeah, that one's necklace, and I think that one's secret.
So it's some kind of secret necklace? Did one of the board members have a secret necklace?
It wasn't a secret. Because it hid one. Maddie's locket. Which I had. And then I lost it.